I'm not prepared.
You don't need to be prepared. Just wing it.
I'm not at all.
Just wing it.
Sometimes. I did start watching Rebels again.
Oh, I'm so proud of
Yes,
you for that.
Bonnie. There you go.
So proud of you for that.
So
Bonnie,
as soon as I get
yeah.
done with all this training nonsense, I'll get back to it.
Rebels is the best.
I had questions, but nobody answered me.
What question?
I can't remember. It's in our.
Did you
group
post
text
it in
thing.
our group text?
I did.
I'm surprised we missed it.
I can't remember what it was. I'll have to go back and look.
That's a bummer.
I know. I was like, nobody answered my question.
I really didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I don't remember you asking a question.
It's okay. I understand. My voice always goes unheard.
That's not true. Come on. we're better than that. We're better than that, aren't we? Hey, look. I even put a fade on that audio.
I heard it, but I had to
Whoa.
hear just in case.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
at
I
all.
noticed. I noticed.
What's going on,
You're
y'all?
welcome.
This is Marauders podcast. We are live every Thursday, 7:30 Central Standard Time. And you know, I could never do this alone. I have some of the most incredible people with me, and I'm gonna start with the person down by the Marauders logo.
That would be me. I am forever slave one because I normally don't jump on these bandwagons, but of all the things, why did we rename the slave one? This is the hill that I'm dying on.
I don't know what that means.
I understand why they did that. We can talk a little.
Yeah, we can talk about it. Obviously, I know why they did it, but I mean, again, I don't think this was necessary.
True. Go ahead, Joa
here. Joey, ready to talk it up. And I'm with Shane on this slave one thing. So
I'm surprised y'all didn't mention all my stuff being gone.
I noticed it. What happened?
We were saving it for the pod.
Yeah, we're saving it for the pod. I'm getting it remodeled in here because I'm getting floor to ceiling bookshelves.
So proud of you.
So
nice.
What are you making them out of?
And then we're redoing the flooring. I don't know, some pipe looking things and wood.
Is it literally this?
Yes. Yes, it is. But
I've got that.
We didn't get it.
Too.
We Phil's making it. I don't know.
Yeah, so like mine,
things.
I just bought the pipes and then I had to cut the shelving and stain it and all that stuff. That was all separate.
That's what he's doing.
So. I did that in my kids' room.
So proud of Phil.
That's what I'm getting is floor to ceiling.
See, I wanted floor to ceiling, but I already had the other junk. So
what's going on, y'all? I am Peacekeeper because I really do like Peacemaker. And I cannot wait to discuss that with you all. But we are the Marauders. And before we even get started with anything, we want to show some love to our sponsor. So thank you, Sonic.
Oh, is that not our sponsor? I'm sorry.
Oh,
There we go. All right, there's our sponsor.
Was that Purple?
It was below our sponsor, and I was like, you know what? This is a guy we need to sponsor us.
Oh my God!
Yes,
I don't know who this guy is.
Yeah,
could just be a random follower.
I don't either.
I
don't either.
Starred on the show.
By the way, my name is Science is Fun. Since you guys didn't ask,
are you okay? You're posting.
I called you Science is Fun.
Just saying.
Why is science fun?
Oh my gosh, I've been going on science kicks here lately. Like I even sent a TikTok to Phil because I thought it was funny. Because I always make the joke about how like if your DNA you can unzip your genes. Anyways, science is fun.
Okay.
So let's jump right into this, y'all. Let's get right into it. Let's talk Boba.
Okay, I haven't watched it.
Well,
just spoil away.
All right. So what? First of all, let's just say this: we're what 4 chapters in.
I have no idea.
What is everybody's opinion of Boba? Like, what's your opinion? Whoever can go first.
I'll go first. So, and I kind of, me and Peacekeeper were talking about this, but like when it comes to Star Wars, honestly, I could watch drone shots of the cities and I would be happy. Okay, so like just to understand where the bar is. Okay, it doesn't take
much. Very high.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. I just enjoy Star Wars. Like I enjoy that atmosphere, the look, the worlds of Star Wars. So that being said, I like it, okay, because it's hard to not like, because Filoni's given us everything we want. You were like, hey, I want to see a Boba Fett show, which I wasn't really excited about in the first place. But as a fan, you would go, well, what do you want to see? Well, how does he get out of the Sarlacc pit? Okay, well, let's show him the Sarlacc pit. Let's show how he gets out. Perfect. What else you want to see? It's Star Wars. Let's see some Hutts. Okay, let's see a Wookiee. Let's see. I mean, and then he's just giving you everything you want to see. So as the episodes go on, I keep seeing these things that I want to see, and that gets me excited, right? And then I think it was like episode 2, he fought that big old creature that came out of the sand. That was cool. I liked that.
Goro.
Yeah, Goro, exactly. So,
There's a lot of guest appearances by other characters from series in this show.
Yeah. So Filoni's giving me just things like that. Now, as far as the story, the pacing is not really good. It feels kind of slow to me. Me and Shane have talked about this too, and I'm sure it's going to be everybody, but the big critique, if I had one thing, it's like, it just doesn't feel like Boba Fett. Now, I know they're trying to show us a different Boba Fett with this, and we're still kind of seeing the change of it, but it just still doesn't feel like Boba Fett. It feels like a good guy dressed up as Boba Fett. And so I'm still waiting for that. That being said, I just got to get this out and we can talk more about it, but I just, the Power Ranger scene, I had to do without any of the Power Rangers.
There's a Power Ranger scene?
Okay, no, not really.
No, there is literally a Power Ranger scene.
You'll know it when you see it, Bonnie.
Yeah.
The Power Rangers are in it.
Yeah, just no Power Rangers, and when you see
it's like Blue Ranger, Green Ranger. I don't know if there's a Pink Ranger. There's definitely a Red Ranger. 100%.
Why can't there be a Yellow Ranger?
I don't think they did Yellow Ranger. I mean,
yes,
I
they
did.
did. She was the Sabretooth.
In the show, I don't think they
in Boba, but
in Boba they didn't put him in the show. You're gonna have to talk to Filoni and them.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I guess
Joey.
so, because she was my favorite.
I was gonna say is that it just seemed out of place. I'm not saying out of place in Star Wars, maybe not, but definitely out of place for freaking Tatooine. So
okay, so I have thoughts.
It felt weird, and the scene, the chase scene was horrendous. Couldn't get done with that fast enough.
Horrendous.
All right,
tell us.
Slave One.
Okay, so my issues from the beginning have been pacing. I felt that the pacing was really slow, really slow. But it wasn't bad. To me, it just felt slow. Like the chase scene that he talked about was just, oh my god! It like I've never seen a slow speed chase last that long. Like I feel like I could have walked faster than that. So pacing felt weird to me. I really enjoyed the flashbacks. But to me, the show really came together in this week's episode for me, not necessarily everybody else, but it felt like okay, we got all the flashback scenes. You know, he's healed now. He's out of the back to tank. Sorry, Bonnie. He's out of the back to tank. We explained all of the past and we're current. And then not just that, we got to see some original, the Boba I would expect when he just, come on, he took the ship and he's like, I have some unfinished business, and he went and just wiped out the bikers. Like, that's the Boba I expected to see. Obviously, we're building we're building to the war. I said last week I thought the Wookiee would join him. So that was a huge bonus for me because I think I just call him the Wookiee.
BK, call him BK.
Okay, I like BK. I'm gonna forget that. So you have to remind me. But I like BK. I thought that was a cool scene. So I really like to me, the best episode so far was this episode. And like just from beginning to end, it felt like it was better paced. We wrapped up a whole bunch of loose ends. It was cool to me because, like, I watched it with my family, and my kids were like, I looked at my wife and I was like, this is the scene you saw in Mando, where she's laying in the sand and we see the boots walk up. And then my kids were like, wait a minute, didn't we see that? So I thought that was cool because you get to see that, like, connecting the filler. And then I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but the audio they did at the very end, when she said, if you have the credits, like I can find you people.
Yeah.
And then they did Mando music.
Yeah.
So do you think she's going to get the Mandalorians?
Yes.
Not Mando, but the Mandalorians.
No, I think she's getting Mando.
You think she's going to get Mando?
Yeah. Because remember, this right now, Mando's probably in turmoil because he has the Darksaber. Okay. And they're trying to figure out what they're gonna do. Like you have to win that in combat. So him and what's my girl name that Joey just got?
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan.
Bo-Katan are trying to figure that whole thing out. So just like he made a cameo in Mando, I could see him making a cameo in Boba Fett.
See, I thought maybe they would get the Mandalorians that fought with Mando early in season 1. Was it season 1 or season 2?
Yeah, but we don't know what's up with them, and I don't think you would bring them back in this episode. You would do it in Mando because we don't know what happened to them. Remember, they found all of that armor, and the armorer they were destroying, or trying to do something with it. Here's my take of it. Pacing is definitely an issue, but I think for me, I would have preferred not having the flashbacks. I think for me, I would have started the series with the scene that we saw in Mandalorian, and then started from back then and built up to present. I wouldn't even have, because I think for me, watching these chapters and starting with the flashbacks and then coming to present every single episode got old. You know what I'm saying? And I think that if they would have just shown the stuff from where he got out the Sarlacc pit up until we get to the present current time, I think it would have fit better. I do agree. The Power Rangers definitely were from Canto Bight or somewhere. They weren't Coruscant or somewhere. They were not from where they were at.
But it was cool. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I meant okay. So, but when they showed us the chop shop either in this episode, did it feel like it made a little more sense?
It felt like they put that in there to make it make sense.
Okay, see, but I was wondering, would we feel less? I don't know, because I'm with you. I don't like the Power Rangers, but would we feel less hostile towards them if we had seen that scene first?
No, I still feel like because of the position that the Power Rangers were in, if they would have just had speeder bikes, if they would have just had different clothes, it would have been fine. I don't think you change anything. Give them speeder bikes.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Don't give them the Zords.
But if we were on Coruscant, like, you wouldn't think twice about the Power Rangers.
Not necessarily.
Like if you're in the underworld, I could see that being a gang down there.
Yeah, I mean, it just is. They don't match the setting. I mean, that's just what Joey said. It's just you take them and you put them in Canto Bight, or you put them in Coruscant or somewhere like that. Then it doesn't do anything. Same with the doctor. Same with and there's other characters that don't fit. The mayor's secretary dude, he's terrible. He is terrible. The other dude,
the mayor's like right hand man.
Yeah, and then the mayor's security guard that's standing outside of you're not. I
kind of like the mayor's because he's so like over the top.
Yeah, I let him slide more than the Cheech and Chong dude that was standing outside of the mayor's office. Him, he gotta go. But I mean, I'm like Joey. I wasn't excited about this, had no desire to like get all excited about it, but I'm enjoying it because of Star Wars. I'm not on board with everybody else though, as far as saying that this isn't Boba Fett, because me and Shane had this conversation. I don't believe that we ever really got to see that Boba Fett, like that everybody is saying that we should have. He's older. He's been through a lot. He's been through the Sarlacc pit. He went and the Sand People changed his perspective on stuff. But here's the best part about it, right? Everything that people kept saying, he's soft. This ain't the Boba Fett. They addressed it in this episode. Shinnick called him out. Was like, "Yo, I ain't gonna lie. You hanging out with the Sand People, bro. You soft now. Like you ain't like that was perfect. Like you addressed the elephant in the room." Yep. And so I thought. Go ahead, Joe.
I mean, I'm okay taking the leap with what you're saying, but that's what it is, because they didn't really give us enough to convince us all completely. I understand what they're trying to say, and I'll do it. I'll take the leap, but I enjoy something. And again, y'all have heard me give this same thing 100 times, but Breaking Bad, right? This is a character. You believed it. It was the way that it progressed. You believed the character by the end. And so it's hard for me to look at Boba Fett and go, I believe it. I'll accept it. And I know what you're trying to say, but you really didn't give a convincing story to make me think he really had a change. But I'm okay with you doing it.
Here's the other thing. I also don't think that it was portrayed well, directed. Like, I don't think it was directed well enough for us to get, like you said, that change, because the character isn't consistent with what we got in even Mandalorian. I ain't even talking about what we saw with New Hope and all of that in the prequels. I'm just talking about what we got from Boba Fett in the Mandalorian, how he was talking to Bo-Katan and them, and like how eager he was to fight.
right.
And in this, he's
Yeah.
real passive.
You're
That's
right.
that they're two different shifts, and that's from
Yep.
recent show. So I am right there with everybody as far as the consistency is concerned.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to tell me that, okay, he wasn't like this because he wasn't 100%, like if somebody touched him and, oh, now I need to go back to my Baptist tank, then I get that. So
And I think that's what the good thing with this episode is they show us like, okay, his treatment is done. We're ready to move forward. And how cool was the table scene? Like, because when they're all like, why should we not just kill you right here? And then he's just like, well, I don't know. Then you see the Rancor underneath them, and they're all sitting on top of the Rancor pit. Like, come on. See, to me, that's something a crime lord would do.
they missed the opportunity though. That connective tissue that should have been moved.
It was
Should've
this
been
last
moved.
episode when him going and blasting the bikers, like that felt more like Boba Fett to me.
Yes.
Like that did.
He didn't
And
go make
so-
friends with him. Like,
Well,
no,
right.
he
He's
just literally
just
wiped
like,
them off the face of the planet.
I'm freaking
Here's-
Boba Fett.
Here's the thing. This is a spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen future episodes of Boba Fett. I'm making this up. The Pikes are responsible, y'all. The Pikes
100%. Because
yeah.
she made the comment. She made the comment. She goes, a biker gang killed Jawas?
right.
Not Jawas.
I
Same
know
people.
what you're talking about
Tusken Raiders.
Tusken Raiders.
Thank you. Yes.
So the Pikes killed the Tusken Raiders, and then Boba killed the bikers, and then the Pikes are behind the mayor. So yeah, it's the Pikes are the antagonists of this.
And we're supposed to be going to war with them soon. So
Yeah.
they're slowly building an army, 10
Can
people
we-
at a time.
Now
Can we
listen,
back up to this back to tank thing and talk
Yeah.
about the security that they have going on in this place where a Wookiee who would make Chewbacca look small just comes and sneaks his way through there with nobody stopping him.
No.
and how
like,
late at
literally-
night was this, bro? Because I mean, it wasn't like the biker. Look, the Power Rangers came out and they Power Ranger suits and everything. They
Yeah.
was
Like they're ready to go. He's got his little, they're all ready to go. But no, Bubba's just in an open room with like no windows. You can see the breeze blowing the curtains behind him. Like what is he doing?
Can you, Shane, show this little
Yes.
real fast? I like this. Somebody said, and another thing, this is the dieting. What is the dieting all about in Boba Fett? Skinny Gamorreans, cheeseburgers needed ASAP.
They've been in
And they do.
prison.
When I saw that, I thought that too. I was like, they are pretty skinny looking
yeah,
Gamorreans.
they are. Hey man,
But they got captured and they've been in prison. So
Well,
they've been
I would-
starving them.
You could also say that Bib Fortuna was eating a portion because your boy was swole up.
Bib Fortuna gained some weight. The boy put
Yeah.
on a couple pounds.
Yeah, your boy was,
Yeah.
your boy was out there. But yeah, no, Boba Fett, like I said, I'm here. I'm gonna finish watching it. We got like 3 episodes left.
I think so.
Yes, there's 7 because I'm looking at IMDb.
Before we move on, while we're on Star Wars, did either Bonnie or Jawa watch the possible leak of the new series that I posted in our chat last week?
I think
New series.
so.
Yes.
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 So I got no comments back, Bonnie. I'm
Oh,
not
I wonder
saying
why.
not saying you're the only one that doesn't get comments back, but if you haven't watched it, take a minute and a half. Take a minute and a half.
Can you remind me what it was?
Knights of Ren.
Knights of Ren.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There is also another leak. Apparently, they've leaked out that I'm guessing Bo-Katan's Disney Plus series is going to take the place of Rangers of the Republic.
It's a bummer.
I remember my question
Yes, ma'am.
about Rebels.
Okay.
So the girl that plays Bo-Katan in the live action, is she the same voice actor? 'Cause
Yes.
she sounded like it.
Yep.
Which
that
is also the girl. She also played in what's that sci-fi show?
Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the main girl, wasn't she?
Katie
Yeah,
Sackhoff is her name.
Starbuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And I
Katie
have
Sackhoff-
to ask you guys too, since you're watching Boba Fett and like it. 8D8. Do you guys like that character?
Is he the little dude with the pointy ears that we just
No
saw in this
idea.
episode?
Just see the guy, like the guy, I guess that's voicing him is probably one of my most favorite British actors.
Okay, no, 8D8 is that black like protocol droid. He's got a solid black chassis, I believe, with like he's from the cartoons, right? Jawa, can you Google that for me?
Uh,
But I love that actor.
8D8.
8D8. Yeah,
He's
I know
funny.
the voice actor you're talking about because I literally follow him on Twitter and someone posted a
Oh,
photo
yeah,
he's-
he had
he's
signed.
He's this guy right here. I'll share it. Window. It's
He's
this
on
right
the
here.
IT
Sure.
crowd. I feel like if you're a nerd, you should.
Okay,
That's
that's
him.
not
Yeah,
who I
yeah,
was
yeah.
thinking about.
It's that guy.
yeah, that's
That's
Is he
8D8.
funny?
yeah, that's Boba's
Okay, good.
protocol droid. He's not really a protocol droid, but
He does all the interpreting and stuff.
yeah, he's the one that announces anybody that wants to see
That's gonna
Boba.
be funny. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to watch it now just because of that.
I thought it was. We got that little. We had that weird little kitchen.
There are.
fight scene this week.
Let me just say this too. As much as there are things I would criticize, it like things that seem out of place. For everything that I would criticize, there are things that I'm like, awesome. This is great. This feels good. So, just on the other hand, there are things I will say. Did you see? We're not the only one giving it criticism. Yeah, Steve Perry. I know you know him. Shane. He wrote Shadows of the Empire book, the Star Wars book. He's been tweeting about it, being funny about it, but he's like, it's not the greatest writing. He's like that we've ever seen in Star Wars. But
now I do love the continuity because that we did see where he went, and we saw the stormtrooper heads on a spike, and in the background we saw the girl who fixed Mando's plane, and her droids were following her. So I thought that was cool. Like she didn't say anything; she was just kind of walking by. I thought that was super dope.
That was the older lady, right? That kept, like, she was holding Grogu.
Amy Sedaris, I think is her name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is who you're talking about, Bonnie.
Okay.
And it's neat because you do feel the connective tissue.
That's
like,
cool.
And that's what I like, honestly. Like, regardless of how you feel about it, it's neat to see the little things. Like, if you've watched Mando, then you see just a little time. And like you said, it's not in your face necessarily. They're not like shoving it down your throat, but like it feels like, hey, Boba's in the world that we just saw in Mando, and it's all like
It's how Marvel does it, connecting.
exactly.
But even the little droid that Luke gave away when his resistor or whatever blew, when they took R2D2 instead.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He was in. He was also in.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was kind of in the background too.
I'm
But
glad.
I'm just saying, like, I think the reason why people are a little underwhelmed is because this is connected to Mando, and Mando is so much better.
Yeah, Mando's feels bigger too, in my opinion, especially this last season.
Well, and when you surprise people with a baby Yoda, like,
And a crate
that's the
dragon
thing.
and the
That's the
spiders.
They
Topped
have
it
3
off.
episodes left, and I'm gonna pop off on Twitter. I'm telling y'all right now, 3 episodes left, and I'm gonna pop off on Twitter. They set something up where they like we can call somebody, and obviously they played the Mando music. But if I don't see Cad Bane in this series,
that's right.
I'm gonna lose it.
It's always season 2.
They may not make it. They might not make it to season 2. They better get it in season 1.
I know you've
They're
been
going to give
saying
him a
that, like,
season 2. Surely they're going to give him a season 2.
It ain't greenlit yet, bro.
I don't know what the numbers they're pulling.
I mean, the numbers are there just because people have nothing else to watch
Exactly.
I haven't watched
outside
it
of Peacemaker, like that transition.
That was a solid transition.
So listen, I know you guys haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna spoil it. I will just say this: it's everything that if you like Suicide Squad, and if you like John Cena, that's exactly what this is.
I love John Cena until I didn't love John Cena, and you know why I didn't love him. In Suicide Squad, I absolutely loved his character until the
You can
end.
spoil it, people. It's Suicide
Okay,
Squad.
well, yeah. So when he killed what's his name, like
Rick Flag.
oh,
Listen, that gets addressed in this series.
does it really?
Yes, it
That's
does.
funny.
Listen, this show is so up my alley. All the humor is my humor. If you I had to watch it twice. I had to watch every episode twice because I missed so many jokes because they come like pew, 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 pew. Like there's so many things that you have to pay attention to what people are saying because it's just real quick. It's real quick, real witty. And then like just when a conversation is uncomfortable, they'll keep it going 3 more seconds to like Peacemaker is such an incredible show. Listen,
It's James Gunn, right?
yes.
Okay.
Entrance, the title song is gonna get you.
And it changes every week, right?
It doesn't, I don't think it changes every week, but I'm just saying, make sure you at least watch it one time before you skip the intro. Watch it one time just to
Because
see.
I read somewhere that you should watch it every week. And so I didn't know if that means they were like.
Does it change?
That's what I was wondering. I haven't watched any of it yet.
Okay, I'll have to verify that. But,
okay, you'll have to let me know because, like, again, I haven't watched it yet. I'm ready to, but you got me with the other show. So
what other show? The Ted Lasso?
No, Ted Lasso.
This show that I put Shane onto, that Joey's got on his list, The Nevers.
The Nevers.
That one's on my list. My mom wanted me to watch it.
Get to it.
Bonnie, listen. I know you need to finish Rebels.
I watched the first episode, but anyways, I'll rewatch it.
She sounded like she ain't like it, Shane.
She really did. Look, I've only seen one episode and I'm in love.
Isn't it like sci-fi?
It's
like Victorian, like
Umbrella
X-Men.
meets X-Men.
But set in Victorian times.
Yes.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
I do think this is interesting here, Shane. This is Nelson's. They just released the streaming numbers for the week of Christmas. Look at what's number 8. Daredevil.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Because of Spider-Man.
I know. It's. I mean, I just think that's amazing. How that just tells you how awesome Spider-Man was.
Would you point your thing at number 1 though? Very well deserved.
The Witcher, 100%.
Very well.
And look by how much. A lot.
It's not even close. Now, a lot of people rewatch season 1 because I think at one point Witcher was number 1 and like number 6 or 7. So.
And notice this 4. That should be out of the list.
I actually watched. Did y'all watch the cartoon?
I want to. I haven't.
Yeah, the Witcher cartoon.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yes. It was awesome.
It was.
They're making
anime. It's the anime deal. It was great.
Yeah.
So it's Vesemir's story, and it's neat too because it ties directly into season 2 because you get to see why the castle's the way it is, and like you kind of see like why there's so few of them.
Right. Oh, it's very.
Isn't
very
it
good.
because like the elixirs are gone?
Basically, I mean,
basically, the tower gets raided.
Right, but it's
the
and
man,
Geralt talks about it.
Yeah.
When he was a kid.
I mean, you know,
watch you love anime, Bonnie. You'll love it.
I'll watch it. I'm reading the books right now.
So, Bonnie, before we kind of completely jump off a Star, I mean, I know we kind of are, but where are you at in Rebels so we know where you at?
Still season. Hold on, I can tell you.
But you've finished Rebels already. You're just rewatching it.
No, she's never seen it.
No, she's never seen it.
That's why I had questions the other day, and I had another question too outside of the Bo-Katan one, but I can't remember what.
Rebels is one of those series where if I could go back and rewatch it for the first time.
What's her name?
Loved Rebels.
Sabine.
Sabine. Yeah, it was about Sabine, but I can't remember what.
But that being said, Rebels really hit its stride in the last couple seasons.
Yeah, she's on 3. She's on season 3.
The first couple
season 3, yeah.
The first couple you're on the fence. You're like, I don't know what I really still think.
But you know, once you get to the season 2 finale, though, of
that's pretty good too. Yeah,
Vader and Ahsoka. So yeah, she's on season 3.
I can't wait. Bonnie is gonna.
I'm on season 4.
Oh no, she's on
episode 6.
Okay, so she's getting there. She's getting there where the tears is about to come soon.
You're on what season? What?
She's on season 4.
Episode 6.
Season 4, episode 6. Because we went through. The part like with her, because I know the question that I had to do with like her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Whose parents?
Sabine's.
Yeah, her mom is one of the, and then,
But they like they don't like her parents want her there, but others don't want her there.
So you know, with Mandalorians, there's this, and this is even in Mando, right? There's two different. There's like houses. You got the Death Watch, and then you got House Vizsla or something like, or something. You know, there's different houses, and so
Sorry,
I just seen that light bulb go on too.
I know. I remembered my question.
Okay, go ahead. What's your question? Because I don't want you to forget it.
Okay, so Sabine built.
She built that machine.
Yeah, that is in the hands of the Empire. So this was back when she was in the
Yes.
academy or whatever with the Imperial people.
Yes.
So that's where I'm at right now. Is like they're trying to figure out, which I guess is why people are mad at her.
Yes, because she built a weapon that could destroy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now she wants to fight against. So it's because the last episode I watched, and I'm going to rewatch it, was Flight of the Defender, and it's Ezra and Sabine still an Imperial prototype. So yeah, they end up going into. But I need to watch that episode again and focus more on it because.
Yeah, I'm just saying you're in season 4, so everything matters.
Everything's.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm so proud of you for
so
that.
She's important. Sabine is, right?
Very important.
She's very important in the Mandalorian realm, is my thoughts. Am I correct?
She's very important to the dark saber.
Yes. We haven't seen her live action yet.
Yes.
No.
We will in Ahsoka.
We definitely will in Ahsoka.
But she did have the dark saber.
Okay, there's 15 episodes in season 4. Okay. And you're on 4?
She's on 6.
Oh, okay.
6 seasons or
but
5?
I have to rewatch 6.
Flight of the Defender. Okay, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's important to the dark saber because it directly ties into Mandalorian.
So this really begs the question now of watching Mandalorian.
How did
what's his face get it?
Have the dark saber?
Exactly.
Well, I'm like,
they haven't explained any of that.
That's my question. Where's she at?
Where's who at?
Where's her live action character?
It's
like I don't understand why we don't.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it.
Ahsoka.
She's gonna be in Ahsoka.
I feel like if we get Sabine, we have to get Ezra too. Don't they love each other?
Yes.
You're gonna have to finish the show.
Finish the show. You don't know.
Okay.
Because you'll get some questions answered, and like I said, you ain't gonna be ready.
Hera's my favorite.
Can we do an emergency live stream? Can
Hera's
we do an
awesome.
emergency live stream when live stream her reaction to the final episode? There's not enough.
I don't cry pretty. So.
There's not enough tissues in the world for her to finish this.
No, not even the final episode.
Not even. You're right, but
is that based off of my comment that I just made about Hera being my favorite?
Maybe.
Look, I'm not saying a word.
And then Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character.
You better get to watch it.
I feel like they're like not like mom and dad, but like the loving family that the other two didn't.
Okay, I'm gonna spoil it for you.
Counseling by the time it's
I gotta
over.
stop.
Tony Stark flies in, and so Marvel and Star Wars are connected. So
listen,
just be ready.
Bonnie would lose it.
Bonnie, there are some things that you just said in what you just said that lets me know you ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
No, she's gonna need counseling.
Say that.
So what's gonna happen?
How invested I get. That's why I've waited so long to watch this show. Is because you already know how emotionally invested I get in characters.
But this is gonna make so many light bulbs go off for you, and it's gonna make Mandalorian that much better for you.
In the 1990s, Rogue X-Men is gonna fly in, and you're gonna love it. She saves the day. Rogue.
I had a nice conversation. I think it was with Phil. It wasn't Rogue though. But I saw a TikTok that showed, because they're talking about how in Doctor Strange there's going to be this Fox character that's supposed to show up. And so the video was Scarlet Witch and the Dark Phoenix. That always begs the question of who's more powerful. I know I've probably brought this up before. Who would win?
The Dark Phoenix.
So I'll probably... No, what? Explain why.
He just broke her.
No, he just wanted to implode.
Well, no, you have to explain why, because
I just always assumed the Phoenix was more powerful.
But Scarlet Witch, if we go,
I know, I'm with
House
you.
of M,
she's a Nexus character.
She could just be like, no more Dark Phoenix, and poof,
Yeah.
You literally just think her out of existence.
Bonnie, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. You're probably right. I just know, like, the Phoenix saved the day. I mean, like, nobody else could save it. You had to have the
Not
Phoenix.
in the cartoon.
Right.
I just don't think
But
we've seen.
they have Scarlet
Scarlet
Witch
Witch's real
in the
power.
cartoon. Scarlet Witch is in
That's
there.
true.
All right,
She just isn't as
She's not
strong.
nice.
So
She's not
let's
nice.
let's shift gears just a little bit. Bonnie or Shane, you guys can definitely fill us in on this. We got some big news that Xbox bought who?
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh yeah, sweet Jesus. Oh Lord.
Okay, so
I'm excited.
okay, so there's good. Okay, so I have thoughts on this. So I guess yesterday the news broke early. Massive gaming. Actually, I guess it was before yesterday. It was early this week.
Purchase.
The biggest
ever.
merger ever for Microsoft. So basically, Activision Blizzard has now been bought by Microsoft for, I believe, just under $70 billion.
Yeah. Well, they rounded up to 70.
Yeah, I round up to 70. It was like 68 point something. But
Mhm.
just the sheer ramifications of this from a video game standpoint, I am not a console homer. Okay. I like Xbox. I like PlayStation. But the ramifications for the video game industry as a whole are wild, because Xbox just bought Bethesda for $7 or $8 billion. Don't quote me on the number. And in the beginning, people were all freaking out because like Bethesda's a huge name. And I know I'm going down a rabbit trail. I'll get there. Bethesda's a huge name. But they've come out since they bought it, and they said that we're now making those games exclusive. So Activision Blizzard is a massive, massive deal, because you have the number one video game every single year, Call of Duty. Like number one, Call of Duty. Every single year, it's a multi-billion-dollar franchise, and they make billions of dollars on the PlayStation consoles. So obviously, most Xbox people think they're instantly going to go to console exclusives. So PlayStation won't get Call of Duty anymore. PlayStation came out today, and they said that we expect Xbox to honor all contractual obligations. Xbox came out today and said that they spoke with the executives at Sony, and they are going to keep they're going to honor all the agreements. But what we don't know is what happens when those agreements end, because Xbox's big push is Game Pass, and now Call of Duty is going to be a day one Game Pass. You have all of Blizzard's library.
Okay, hold on. You just glance over Blizzard. Okay, let me. You can't
Candy Crush.
Literally, you have the game
Candy
that
Crush.
every game has been trying to beat since its inception, World of Warcraft. But that being said, it sucks now. But every game was always wanting to be Warcraft. That's all it's wanted to be. And you also got Diablo. I mean, you got StarCraft. I mean,
you got Overwatch.
Overwatch now is as big.
You're not. I don't think
Heroes
it's going
of
to
the
be an
Storm.
exclusive to place or to Xbox. I don't think any of this stuff is going to be exclusive, because
But
here's the
all
thing.
Bethesda stuff is.
But listen.
Okay.
Just listen. Okay. So Microsoft bought what's it called? Minecraft back in the day, right? I think it was 2014. They purchased Minecraft from Mojang or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's one of the games that you can play like anywhere. So I think that they're still going to do that. Like for me, I'm excited because I don't think they're going to take away PC stuff. I think we're going to see more stuff moving towards PC and being able to download stuff PC. That's just my opinion.
Everything Xbox is on the PC. Because
Microsoft Store.
That's all I play is
or Steam.
Right.
Well, no,
but we're only talking about PlayStation. If they make it exclusive, that means it's only going to be on Xbox and PC. It means that they're cutting PlayStation out of it.
Now, here's the deal. You got to look what Microsoft's doing now. They've made the switch. They're not about selling consoles anymore. They stopped doing that. They're about a service. They're selling a service.
Right.
That's why it's all about playing the way you want to play. So that's why you can get on your phone and you can stream all these games and play on the cloud. You can play it on your computer. What we're going to see eventually, here's what we're going to see. Xbox will have a deal with PlayStation to put services on PlayStation. You pay Xbox for their services on PlayStation.
But PlayStation has their exclusive crap. That's one thing that perturbs me to no end. Is there's certain games I want to play, but I can't because they're on PlayStation console exclusive. Are you kidding me?
But here's the deal: all the exclusives. How long are you talking? There is very few games that
still can't play that one game.
Which one?
That they're about to make a TV show out of. It won like best game.
You're talking about
a stroke.
dang it, the Last
I
of
would have.
Us.
The Last
Yeah.
of Us.
Last of Us.
1
I'm
and
te-
2, and I
I'm
want
just
to
telling
play those.
Once the contract's up, though, they always come
No,
out
no, no,
like
no. Those do not. Those are SOE products. Sony on those
because
are
they
Sony
own them.
specific.
Yes,
They
they
own
own
those
'em. Yes.
studios. Okay, so look,
then,
Microsoft has more money than Sony. Period. Then the video game division of Microsoft has far more money than Sony does as a company, and that's why they're able to do this. Sony cannot afford to go out and spend $67 billion on a game studio. Sony has some of the biggest titles out there. God of War. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't. I
The
mean,
Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
One
I'm
freaking best game 2 years in a
Right.
row, I think.
and this is
keep
Microsoft's
going
way
down
of
that long
battling back.
list.
But Joey is right. No, dude, there's a lot more. We don't need to get into this.
There is. There's so much
Ghost
more.
of Tsushima.
I'm just like, if
Yeah,
you
Ghost
can't-
of Tsushima. You've got which is the one that comes out next month.
Is this PlayStation exclusive crap?
who cares?
I do.
Here's what's amazing. I play a flat fee every month to Xbox, and I get games constantly. I don't buy any. I might occasionally buy a Steam game that's on sale that I want to play, but I don't. I just play the games they give me. It's great. I love it.
I mean, I purchased my games through Microsoft. I even bought like Five Nights at Freddy the other day. So
I got them all
Okay.
too. My son loves them.
The interesting thing is we're consolidating the market so
Security
much.
breach.
The danger is we start taking away competition.
well, it's very similar to how
Sony-
the mouse owns everything.
Yeah, so if Sony and Microsoft buy up all these studios, then we kind of lose the ability for these new IPs to pop up, because then it's just going to become a numbers game. Because even Sony gives a lot of freedom with their first party games, but there was a game I believe 2 years ago. I don't remember the title of it exactly, but it didn't sell as well as they wanted. People loved it, but we're not getting a sequel of that. So I think Microsoft and Sony at some point are not going to be willing to be like, hey, we're not going to put $200 million into an untrusted product. Whereas, like, look at Bungie. Like, Bungie's got Destiny, and now we have a new IP that they haven't announced yet, but they're sinking hundreds of millions of dollars into it. And that's my fear is like, I think it's awesome that Microsoft did it. But I just worry if we eat up too much of the bigger companies. You need these bigger companies to be independent from the game studios or from the console manufacturers. And that way we get the competition and we still see people willing to take risks.
Now, what you're saying is spot on. And this is just because Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard doesn't immediately fix everything.
Totally
now, as far as
agree.
the Activision side, I can't speak to that as much. I am an expert. If I could go to court and be an expert on Blizzard, that's all I've done for 10 years. Played World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Diablo, Heroes of the Storm, all that stuff. Listen, when they started going downhill was when they were bought by Activision. Because what happened, Blizzard in the very beginning, when they first started Worlds of Warcraft, Warcraft 3, right? Like Warcraft, like StarCraft, okay? Like back in the day, when they were first starting, they had their mantra was always, it's finished when it's finished. They would get to BlizzCon and they would go, look, guess what? We're going to have to push this back a whole other year because it's not done.
Yep.
And guess what? People were okay with that. They go, we want a done product that's good. But when Activision took over, all of a sudden it was like, here's your date. If it's not released on this time, it don't matter. It's coming out.
Because it's a numbers game.
And this is what happened. This is the problem with all the gaming industry. Here's what happened with CD Projekt Red, right? Look at that. What happened with freaking stupid Cyberpunk? It is nothing what they promised. It's nowhere
very
near.
Good game on PC.
It's
on this hill.
It's a good game. It could be better though. When you compare it to The Witcher, it's not as good.
It's not as good.
Right.
Here's the other thing that I feel like, since you guys are talking about that kind of stuff, like the game's not being complete or whatever. I was a fan like back in the day gaming, where you had your disc released, with Halo and Final Fantasy and like Tomb Raider and all those freaking games. Like now it's let's build this open, DLC, whatever crap that you have to keep downloading. But that's how everything is now.
Money.
It's so stupid.
It's
and so
it's
I
games
would rather
as a service. So it's games as a service.
They make a
And
lot of money.
look at it this way. Like Bungie is
me off.
independent. Now Bungie, when they did Destiny, they signed the deal with Activision, and Activision was pushing Bungie, because I'm tying this into both stories. Activision was pushing Bungie to get the DLCs out faster, right? They're like, we need the DLC on this date. Bungie was talking about not doing a Destiny 2. They were just going to continue being Destiny and then just keep building. And Activision said, no, we need a number 2 for sales. So Bungie pushed out a number 2. And then they started having all these issues. And Activision kept pushing, we need more. And then they weren't happy with the sales. And they actually, like, Bungie came out while they were still merged, and they said, we are extremely happy regardless of what Activision says. And then just a few months after that, Bungie paid the money and they got out of the deal, and they broke with them. They're like, we can't do this. And that's why you see, like, now Destiny is a games as a service. It's the same game. It's still Destiny 2, but every year you get one major DLC and then you get 4 smaller chunks throughout the year. And so basically, like, it's their way of making money every single year to keep the studio doors open, but then they just expound on the game without having to put out like Destiny 16. So it's games as a service. And that's what a lot of studios want, is you sink $200 million into a product. Like look at God of War. You sink $200 million into God of War. Well, you sell 1 or 2 DLCs and then the game is done. So, but if you do games as a service, you sink $200 million building this world, and then you throw in $20 million a year and you keep the sales rolling.
But isn't that essentially what you guys are just saying that you are not wanting them to do, instead of, because they're not finishing the product, right? Because they keep coming out with more crap to download.
No. I'm okay with that. Yes. If it's a good game. Now I do. Now these are 2 different conversations, because the conversation you're going on is it's a money's thing. It's like, it's why everybody's making mobile games. They make a killing on mobile games. Like they'll make it for free. You download it. You can play the game for free, or you can buy these things that
Fortnite.
And guess what? They make
Halo's
a slew of money on that.
I mean, Epic was making $1 billion a month on Fortnite a couple of years ago. I don't know what they make now, but $1 billion a month.
A crap ton.
But the issue, that's one thing. The other thing is quality. Like, I don't mind paying for a game if it's good. I don't mind paying. Obviously, I don't mind paying a subscription fee. I played for Blizzard Warcraft for freaking a decade, right? And so, like, I'm okay with that. And what's crazy is I pay them that, and I still have to buy the expansions when they come out, and they have in-game stuff if you want to buy. It's crazy. But if it's good product, I don't mind doing it. But it hasn't been good. It hasn't been good. Sorry.
This is why Rockstar has been doing so well with the GTA, because people just still playing it. Like, even though Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, people are still on GTA.
And they keep updating the online portion.
And here's sorry, Shane, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you're good. You're good.
I was just gonna say, here's really what it all boils down to is when a game studio's going, a person who's a gamer is usually at the top making the decisions, right? And a gamer's gonna go, hey, it's not done. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right. Let's put in the deal. When it gets to a certain place where it gets so big, a numbers guy gets in charge. Okay. As soon as a numbers guy's in charge, and this is for everything in life. This is universal. This isn't just a game thing. This is every corporation. You put somebody who's not passionate about it in charge of it, and they're only going off of numbers, the quality will go down. People, they're not as enthused. They're not getting what they really wanted in the first place. It'd be like if Elon Musk isn't running Tesla anymore. You wouldn't have fart noises on the freaking horn.
But
it's
I
fun.
do feel like you have to have an equal balance of the 2 in order to be successful. You have to
if you want to survive.
Passionate, but you also have somebody that's over there pushing numbers, because otherwise you're not going to make the money.
But here's the difference.
If the product is good, it doesn't matter. People were going to buy it. It doesn't matter.
Look at CD Projekt Red with The Witcher. It was literally, it will be out when it's done. Okay. And then it came out, and it was one of the most lauded games of all time.
It's one of the greatest games of all time.
It's still one of the greatest games, and it still sells like crazy. Now, they kept delaying Cyberpunk. However you feel about Cyberpunk, its launch was a failure.
Yes.
It was a failure. It hurt the reputation of the company. And I guarantee you The Witcher 4 was probably 7 or 8 years away, because they will not repeat that mistake. But that's an independent studio that has the budget and it has the backing of its fans, where they can do that. Like the old Blizzard, where they're like, guys, we'll put the game out when it meets our standards. And Destiny right now, That's the way they've been doing it. We'll put the game out when it meets our, they pushed it back until February instead of a normal September release. Like, so you have that freedom. But when the big companies eat each other up, like Joey said, then it becomes a money game. Now, Sony's been real good about like, hey, we're going to give you an extra year. And Microsoft has gotten better. I don't know the culture inside of Microsoft, but I feel like this could be the best thing that ever happened to Activision Blizzard. Look at the scandal.
Yeah.
With all the sexual harassment and like
That's
With
one reason why I
the,
quit playing Call of Duty is because of the crap that came out about the sexual harassment and assault and crap like that.
And you still have that CEO running the company. Well, I guarantee you,
He's
day
gone
one
now.
when that contract is signed, his
Oh,
butt
it's,
is gone.
yeah.
He's
When
already
the
been
contract
fired.
is signed, he was.
Now he's going to go out with $150 million and go live in his palace on a private island. That's fine. But like, I'm hoping that Microsoft continues to do what they're doing, and they're like, hey guys, go do your thing, make good games, put them on our console.
Well, speaking of scandals, there's another video game scandal that we want to talk about. It's the backlash from Star Wars Eclipse.
Oh, I haven't seen
What?
that.
Yes.
What?
So first revealed December 9th during the 2021 Game Awards.
Yeah.
Long-time rumored Star Wars Eclipse video game from developer Quantic Dream hit social media with a bang. And then after that, the hashtag Blackout Star Wars Eclipse was trending on Twitter as fans learned of Cage's behavior and reputation. Reported by various other outlets such as IGN and Gizmodo, the reason for the online boycott was the passionate conversations happening in the game sphere because of accusations that have surfaced in recent years of apparent toxic environment of work employees at Quantic Dream has been reported, and toxic behavior found with David Cage himself.
I think
and
we're
is he
gonna start
is he the
seeing more of
studio
that.
head?
He's the studio head of Quantic Dream.
And so I'm guessing he's the director of the game.
So it says here, Lucasfilm. Okay, this is from oh wow, this is Molly Damon. Molly Damon is actually part of the movie trivia Showdown. That's interesting that the tweet is from her. But it says Lucasfilm says that Star Wars is for everyone, but this isn't the case with David Cage in charge of Quantic Dream. I'm sure there are good people working on the game. However, we won't be covering it up on the channel. We won't be covering it on the channel and the Blackout Star Wars Eclipse movement. And then it says Star Wars Explained. It says David Cage has a history of disgusting behavior, especially towards women and the queer community. The Star Wars Eclipse reveal had me really excited, but will not be covering the game while Cage is involved, and we support the fans behind the Blackout Star Wars.
I mean, the video games as a whole, and I'm not going to speak to an industry I haven't personally worked in, but from what we see, it's been fairly toxic.
Yes.
For decades.
Yeah, and I think it's
they're finally starting to break into the old boys club, and like look what happened with Activision and Blizzard and like every other company. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's people and a lot of these companies are protecting, especially if they're they're the studio heads or the CEOs. They kind of get protected. You fire a few underlings and you say you're creating a council or whatever they call it, a committee to review harassment allegations, and then you basically just try and sweep it under the rug until the internet forgets. And it's not happening.
Though. That's the problem.
And see that, and that's
so
not good.
What is Star Wars gonna do?
Because what's Disney and Lucasfilm did? I mean, for God's sakes, they just renamed the Slave One. Like,
right, they just got rid of Gina Carano. So what you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Like, you can't bury your head in the sand. I mean,
especially like
not right now.
If sales started coming out for Eclipse, and they're trying to push the High Republic hard, so what you gonna do?
Yep.
That's funny because I hadn't seen anything on it.
So if you want to go to the hashtag, it's hashtag Blackout Star Wars Eclipse. That's the hashtag.
It's on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And Quantic Dreams makes some good games. They made Detroit 2 Human, which was a PlayStation. And Detroit 2 Human was that's why I was excited about Eclipse. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm curious what happens.
Any final thoughts before we?
I thought we were going to talk about Witcher, but I guess not.
Oh yeah, give your thoughts about it.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes.
All I was saying is I started reading the book. I'm almost finished with The Last Wish, and here's the thing: I kind of wish they would have stuck to the story from the book.
You need to watch the behind the scenes of The Witcher so that you can see where they pulled ideas and stuff from, because they did.
Listen.
Look, Henry Cavill should will take you behind the boat shed. He is doing
Let's
everything he
bring
can
it.
to keep
I
it.
want to know why
well,
they did
Listen,
this.
Shane,
Well,
don't tell her
whatever it is,
That is
it
true.
can't.
that she would. Yeah.
However, they went off
She
the
would
book.
enjoy
I
every second of that.
promise you, it's not as bad as Wheel of Time.
Exactly.
Just about
Go watch the
every
Wheel of Time and read
no,
those books, and then
just
come to me
about
and
every
bitch about The Witcher.
story,
'Cause there's
like
no way.
like the big events is completely different from what the book had.
Bonnie, the Witcher books are like basically short stories that piece together the life of Geralt. And so
Yes.
they have taken those short stories, just like the video games, and they have built that world. And it's still following the same general arc, but they're not using every single little story. And I think it's not like it's Lord of the Ring.
I can now name
Well, here's the deal.
4 main
Here's
events that happen in the
here's what
first season and second that are
Every
different.
s-
listen.
Ev-
What they changed, apparently it didn't mess up anything because it's number one. Wheel
I
of
think that's-
Time, what they changed completely decimated the whole series.
But
It's
here's
awful.
the reason I think that is because
a
I
fantasy-
watched Witcher first, fell in love with the characters, so I'm okay with it. I'm taking the two, I'm doing it just like I do with Harry Potter. They're two separate things.
And that's what you need to do, because the video games are their own thing too, because you have multiple endings. But the video games still got me into the Witcher universe. Like, I still look at the video games and
Bonnie,
love them.
But in Harry Potter, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it's really, they just left out stuff. It's really not changed that much from the book, is it?
No.
Is it?
Oh,
Okay.
God.
I mean, that's why I
Yeah.
said correct me.
Do I need to get on the whole topic of spew?
Apparently, I didn't think it was that far
Funny,
off.
they're
I
not
didn't read
putting
the books.
spew in the movies.
I'm sorry, but spew would have been a great topic
Okay,
to
see,
have.
this is what I just
especially
said,
with
though. You
conversations we're having
But
now.
Honey,
here's what I
they're
just
not
said. I
putting
said, did they take it out, or is there stuff that they
No.
changed?
It's
they
literally
change
just they
things?
didn't add it
It
in there.
changes.
Okay.
It changes. No. Deathly Hollows. It
Okay.
changes Deathly Hollows.
Listen,
This is
if
the
you want
hill
to talk
Bonnie
about
would die on
changes,
spew.
if you want to talk about
It
changes,
changes
go read the Wheel of Time and then watch it, and we'll talk about
the Half-Blood
changes.
Prince.
Look,
Not
you take
spew, but
The
they
Witcher
changed
for
it.
what it is. Like, it's really well done. It does
It is.
good.
I like the books.
It's still great.
It does a very good job telling the story of The Witcher. They're sticking with it, but obviously, like, there's entire sections where Geralt's not in it. There's entire sections where
and that's
Yennefer's
where
not in
people
it.
were upset because they're not. They wanted more.
Yeah, because Ciri and Yennefer are off doing their own thing without Geralt for a large portion. Like, and I'm sorry if I'm spoiling the books for you, but you started this.
No, don't spoil a book. I'm just on the first one.
Okay, you started this. So when you get going in the books, you will see why they're doing what they're doing, because they're trying to keep the cast together.
Okay, and
I don't have anything to drop.
Okay, no. Then
Bring
why
it, I will
doesn't
fight
Geralt
you.
talk very much? Okay,
The
here's
other
the thing: Geralt won't shut up in the books.
The other thing that the series, if
Don't
we're going to
talk
be
me
critical
about how Henry
about
Cavill
it,
portraying him, don't.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joey.
if we're going to be critical, there needed to be more monster fights in season 2, and there needed to be more Geralt. That's it. Other than that,
season 2 was perfect.
I loved it. I loved it.
A major leap from season 1
because of the time jump was gone.
Yeah, I like the time.
The time jump in season 1 was a mistake.
Perfect. Season
the time
2
jump
was
in season
perfect.
1 was a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know.
Because I have friends that stopped watching because of the time jump in season 1. I'm like, you guys, it's really good.
You got to.
Yeah, I think you just gotta push through. That's what I had to do. But like, I do like excuse me, I do like how, because they did change some of the like monster scenes in the books. Yes. Now the Last Wish, because like there was one specifically that they had in season 2 that's actually in that first book, The Last Wish, right. And you know which one I'm talking about. I actually like it better the way that it is in the TV series.
And you see the scene where Roach dies. Like originally, that was written to be not to be the moment that it was in the film, and that was all Henry Cavill. Basically, he read the way that they had the scene written, and he said he didn't like it. And he picked a quote. I forget from which book. He picked a quote from the end of one of the books, and that's the line that he says there, where he talks about where he's petting her and he's telling her like, "Don't be scared when you go" and stuff like that. And that whole emotional scene was just Henry Cavill picking a quote out of one of the books that he remembered off the top of his head.
That's cool. So he's read all the books.
He's the one that's pushing.
Yeah,
you watch the behind the scenes. I'm telling you,
Henry.
I know.
He knows the books very well.
Can we just let's I'm going to show this because I have been. Okay,
She's
so
true.
William, this was, and I said this on an earlier podcast, this was a direction that they purposely took. They hired an intimacy coordinator for season 2 to make sure that any nudity or sex scenes would fit into the story and that they would feel useful and not unnecessary. And that's why we didn't see orgies for no reason.
Is
They were
that not
just-
in the books?
They were
It's
just
in the games too.
and that was coming off the heels of what's the
Harvey Weinstein.
Me Too? The whole Me Too movement?
No, I was gonna say not Lord of the Rings, but what's the other?
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
It
Game
was
of
coming off
Thrones.
the heels of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And so
And
like
Game of
that,
Thrones,
Game of Thrones really set that as kind of and so you saw it all of a sudden once Game of Thrones got so big, it just happens in places,
Mhm.
and more so than it ever has. And
It's not so in your face because I will say that's a little bit of a deterrent for some people. Is
yeah,
to
and
have that in
I
your
know people
face.
that stopped watching The Witcher because of the amount of nudity, and I told them go to season 2.
right, because the thing about Game of Thrones though is like it's not like you fast forward. It's like major plot is going on.
Yeah, there's a sex scene, and they're like discussing the story that you need to be
Yeah,
listening
You're
to.
gonna miss out.
Yeah.
You're gonna miss out on
But
the hook.
I will say, in Game of Thrones' defense, season 1 and 2 are like chock full of nudity, but as the show progresses, it got less. I didn't
Yes.
say it went away, but it got a little less
got
gratuitous,
less.
and they started
Yeah.
focusing a little more on story.
See, and
Hey,
I'm
come on.
wondering too
Come on.
if the girl that plays Yennefer, the actress herself, kind of did what Emilia Clarke and the girl that plays Cersei in Game of Thrones did. You know, where they were like, "No, we're not doing anymore."
I don't know if it was specific actors. I just know they hired the person. What are we laughing at? Did I miss something?
Shame.
Oh yes, when she's ringing the bell.
Oh yeah,
you know
shame.
You know that's the girl from Ted Lasso,
Yes.
and they're
Like-
really good friends. Her and Cersei are really good friends. in
Oh,
real
that's fine. You know that's not Cersei, like that actress's real body.
No.
That's
No, Cersei
CGI.
did not. Cersei would not do that scene, so
Yeah.
they hired a body double.
You can tell too.
My
What is
favorite
that?
one, Ahmad.
Hey,
I can't tell who
You
it
see it?
is.
Cal Castis.
oh,
Ah,
I'm
Okay,
sick.
well,
I've got
so
love
we
this
got
one.
Bonnie's closing remarks. Jawa, what you got?
Closing remarks are I'm gonna watch the Nevers and then we can talk about that and
I'll
Boba
watch it before Sunday.
and I don't know. I'm curious to see how Boba Fett ends. We'll see.
Yeah.
Like I said again, I like it. It's not a perfect show.
But
Shane, what
I mean,
you got, bro?
so I mean, season 4, good direction for Boba Fett. I'm 1 episode into the Nevers, and I'm hooked. Still obviously have Peacemaker to go, but I'm getting there. Season 2 of The Witcher was perfection on film, and Bonnie, shut up about the books.
no, I won't stop.
Or I will call
I
you
will
and
continue.
I will text
continue.
spoilers. I will text spoilers to you all day because I've listened to them all.
Yeah. For everybody out there that's watching this, we wanted to say we finally are completely done with our Secret Santa that we do every year.
Finally.
Yes.
Everybody was pretty ecstatic about it.
And Bonnie
Yeah.
did spectacular.
Yes,
Hers is
yes,
white.
Bonnie
yes.
did.
Thank you guys
Bonnie
for
did
mine
good.
too. I was
Yes.
so excited.
Did
Oh,
you
you know,
already
I got-
have the one I got you?
No,
I got-
I don't. I haven't even taken it out of the
That makes
box
me
yet.
happy.
'cause
I'm not
it's
opening
so
mine.
cool.
Bonnie's is
I
right
love it.
there. You can't see it, but it's
And look, I got in trouble, Bonnie.
Why?
Sarah was like, because when you asked me, was Raphael my favorite? And I told you no. She was like, you should have just said yes. I was like, but I'm not going to lie to like, because then she keep giving me
Yeah.
Raphael stuff. Like, no.
Well,
I mean,
and you've told me who your favorite one was before, Michelangelo or Mike, but Leonardo. Leo.
Which one do you think is my
Blue.
favorite? Which one's
But
my
here's
favorite?
the
Donatello?
thing.
Huh?
The reason I bought
Donatello?
Raphael was because Donatello is my favorite.
That's
Is
my
because
favorite too.
I looked at
Look
it
how well
and
I
it
know
just
you,
like
Joey.
set a mod to me. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why.
Oh, it's
I
all-
like Donatello because I'm a science nerd.
He fixes
okay?
everything.
Because he's a
Hey,
scientist.
And can we start a hashtag to rename it the Slave One? I understand that why we renamed it, but
It's still-
is this the battle we need to fight?
I don't
No,
think you need to die on that hill.
We're still we're still
You don't
calling
want me
it
to die on
Slave
that
One.
hill?
Here's the
He's
deal.
gonna die on
It
that
don't
hill.
matter if they're
Will
a
I lose?
fan and you're talking to a fan and you say Slave One,
They'll
they're
know-
gonna know what you're
I
talking
know the
about,
ship.
right?
But
And
I'm
if
just telling
they
you
don't,
I'm just
if they
telling you as
don't,
your
stop
friend,
talking to them
Yeah.
because they're an idiot.
as your friend, do not do that because Black Twitter will get you.
Okay, see, that's what I'm
They
afraid of,
will
and that's
get
why I don't
you.
post things on Twitter because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to
Yeah.
be that guy. But I missed the slave one. Should I
Because
delete? You know what? Let's
Shane,
delete this podcast.
listen.
We're deleting this podcast. No
Shane.
VOD of this one. Enjoy it, guys. If you watched it, great. You'll never see it again.
Shane, listen. If
Can we
Black
censor
Twitter
my
gets-
name?
Listen, if Black Twitter gets a hold of you and it's because of Slave One, guess what? I'm gonna have to jump on their side. I'm gonna love you.
I'm gonna be like, no. Ace said I could. It's all like Ace said I could.
They're not gonna give you that.
We're deleting this podcast.
In person, I'm gonna love you to death, but on Twitter, bro, I'm gonna have to go in on you, man.
But
You're
it
like,
wasn't
man,
an issue.
I'm not gonna ever do a
I'm asking
podcast
an
with this
honest
guy.
question. I'm asking an honest question. Was it an issue? Were there people who watched Star Wars and were like, it shouldn't be named the Slave
No,
One?
no.
I mean,
No,
It was-
it's not an issue. It's people just wanting to be upset
Trying-
about
yeah,
things.
yeah.
That's it.
It-
I'm
it's
not
just
going to fight that because I know how the
Yeah,
internet
that was the
works.
thing.
If you want to be
even
upset,
about- it's not
Yeah.
even about people being upset. Here's the thing: nobody mentioned it. It was just when they were doing their internal, like, what are ways that we can make this environment better?
Disney decided to start
Yeah, they
changing
just said
the
we're
name.
changing the name. It wasn't.
then-
Nobody
But
got
all
mad.
and all the fans that if you go back to Twitter back then when this happened, all the fans were like, "It's still Slave One. We're still calling it Slave One." So
don't cancel me. Don't cancel me. I fixed it. Don't cancel me.
down was
What'd you call
Fix it.
blackout eclipse?
I'm
Yeah.
not dying on this hill.
A blackout Star Wars eclipse hashtag. But anyways, y'all, this
Yeah.
is the Marauders. We kept you a little over an hour, but we love y'all. We just love talking nerdy, and we will see y'all next Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. And thank you for hanging out with your boys. And
I'll try to watch Boba.
and our girl.
Yes.
Kinder girl.
Yes. The one.
Love you.